Hey guys, Nicky here, coming to you live from the front seat of my car. Right now is I got about 45 minutes before work, so I decided to do a little bit of a vlog about Money in the Bank and the Raw after and everything else that's gone on in the WWE over the last couple of days. I was actually going to do this right before the Raw started, but I decided to hold it off because I was really, really worried that they were going to do with the world title kind of like what they did with Zack Ryder in the Intercontinental title. Like they were just going to have Ambrose hold it for a day and then he'd drop it back to Roman or something, and then we would all be sad, and then it would just be like, oh. So I waited until we got confirmation that that wasn't going to happen, and now it hasn't happened, and now we're getting the triple threat Shield match at Battleground. Ah! Now, there's been some people who've been a little bit iffy on that. Why am I completely... There we go. That's a little better. There's been some people who have been like, why the hell is this going on at Battleground? That's like a B show to end all B shows. But think about last year's Battleground. You had Lesnar versus Rollins. That was big. You had Wyatt versus Reigns. Started that feud, and you had the end of the Cena Owens feud. Those were some pretty big matches, and also something to think about. I'm trying to hold this camera in a way that's not lame, but think about it like this: the WWE Draft is happening on June 19th. Oh god, this camera is too shaky. I'm sorry, guys. Um, Actually, YouTube has a thing where they can like steady camera shots, so it should be fine. But uh, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, the WWE Draft is happening on July 19th, which is on the Go Home SmackDown, the last piece of WWE like programming before Battleground. So Battleground is going to be like the last hurrah of the like intra brand stuff, like everything happening within one brand, and starting on the road to SummerSlam, everything's going to be taking place across both brands. So that's how that's going to work. So Battleground is basically going to be the final show of the single brand. But so yeah, that's why I guess they moved the Shield triple threat up to Battleground. That's why they're probably moving Charlotte versus Sasha maybe up to Battleground. That's why they're probably gonna do New Day versus the Wyatts at Battleground. There's a lot of things that are happening, and that should be kind of interesting. It's gonna make Battleground a hell of a card. That's for damn sure. Um, but yeah, as for Money in the Bank, it was a pretty great show. There's not a whole lot to talk about because most of the big stuff happened within the three big matches. By the way, I did mention that there were going to be three matches on the card that were at least 22 minutes. I don't know why exactly I said 22. I guess that's just my designated length for a long match. But I was very close. All the three big matches, the shortest amount of time for any of them was the Money in the Bank ladder match, which I believe came in at 21 and a half minutes. So I was close. It was this close. But yeah, there was some alright stuff. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match was fun, if a little bit botchy in some places, but like there was some good spots from there. Corbin versus Ziggler, let this feud die, please. What was next? Charlotte and Dana versus Becky and Natalia. Natty turns heel. They really didn't explain it on Raw. It was just like, I'm in the business of looking out for myself for once, and it's just like, okay, it's not the greatest motivation in the world, but I guess we're getting Becky Natty at Battleground as well. Okay, those two can put on a good match. I'm guessing. What else did we have? What else did we have? We had oh yeah, Charlotte won, or Charlotte won with natural selection, so that's good at least. Um, see here. He had Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. It's alright. Apollo Crews really is the next Bobby Lashley. Like, I hate to make the comparison because, you know, comparing one black person to another, it just makes it feel like such a lazy comparison. But, like, it's just such an obvious comparison because he's a freakishly great athlete, but he's got, like, he doesn't have that many great matches. Like, I can remember one great Bobby Lashley match, and that's it. And that was Great American Bash 2006 against John Cena. That match was weirdly good. Like, seriously, go back and watch it. That was kind of a great match. But what else? Oh, then we had AJ versus Cena. The one criticism I'm gonna have of that match is that John Cena looked a little bit sluggish, and it wasn't just because AJ was wrestling circles around him. I think it was partially due to the fact that he was just coming back from China and was jet lagged as F, so he was kind of not completely there, but it played into the storyline, which I guess is a good thing, so I guess I'll take that. Styles didn't get the clean win, but honestly, I'm fine with that because AJ Styles was really not getting any heel heat, and this is going to help him get heel heat. So, I guess that's a positive. Like, they're finally gonna, like, if they want people to boo AJ Styles, like, I guess this is a good way to do it. Kind of just give us some non-finishes. I guess it'll work. Money in the Bank ladder match. It's great. Cesaro is always fantastic to watch. He had some great moments. Where were you when Kevin Owens was kill? Michinoku driver on the ladder. Ouch. I'm actually going to have to ask Calcus if I said that right. I think he knows those terms better than I do. But yeah, Michinoku driver on the side of the ladder. And then afterwards, Sami Zayn had a look on his face like, oh my god, I killed Kevin Owens. Oh god. Oh god. It was great. It was great. Then there was Titus O'Neil versus Rusev. I have a theory about that match, because that match kind of just went along for a while. And I think that what they were doing was they were waiting for the Cleveland Golden State Game 7 to end. Because, like, I'll be honest, I didn't catch Money in the Bank live. Oh shit, my phone is getting hot. That's not good. I'll have to wrap this up quick. But I have a theory about that Rusev versus Titus. I feel like they were just waiting for the Cleveland Golden State game to finish, and then as soon as the game ended, the match ended, because I didn't watch Money in the Bank live, and I was watching the Warriors game because I wanted to see Golden State win, because fuck LeBron. So as soon as the game ended, I turned on the WWE Network on my phone, and the Rusev versus Titus match was just ending. I had to restart the video because my phone was overheating too much. But anyway, the Rusev versus Titus match was just ending at the same time that the Cleveland Golden State game was ending. So I feel like that was a decision on WWE's part, so that everybody that was watching the Golden State Cleveland game would come over to the main event just as it was starting. I think that was a dedicated decision. I think that might have been why the show actually went 3.5 hours instead of its normal 3. So, yeah, then we had the main event. And holy shit. Like, I got a lot of flack after the Extreme Rules match because I did not like the AJ versus Roman match at Extreme Rules. Like, it just felt like a normal Extreme Rules match. There was crowd brawling, there was table spots, interference, meh. And I wasn't a huge fan of that, and everybody gave me a whole bunch of grief over it, and I thought, maybe I'm the asshole here. Like, maybe I just don't like Roman Reigns this much. And as it turns out, this match was fucking awesome. Like, Roman Reigns was playing heel throughout most of the match. Seth was playing babyface. It felt like it felt like they were at least starting the double turn, and that's great, and I hope they keep doing that. And now there's people watching me record. So, it was a great match. Rollins won. Clean. That was awesome. I wasn't expecting that. And the spear into the pedigree was a thing of beauty. That is the I feel like that's the spiritual successor to the curb stomp into the RKO. That's just a spot that we are going to remember until the end of time, and it is great. Uh, and then Ambrose cashed in. Rollins wanted to fight. Total babyface move. That was like they're starting. They're at least putting him as a tweener, and that's a good sign. Ambrose cashed in, won the title. Holy shit. It's great. It's all great. I love it. So yeah, Money in the Bank was a great show. I feel there was some nothing spots in there, but the big stuff felt big, and I think that was great. They're building up Battleground to be a mega show that is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I legitimately can't wait for Battleground. It feels weird to say, but like it feels like it's going to be the end of an era, like the end of the pre-draft era, I guess it would be. And yeah, so it actually is the start of a new era coming up. And and yeah, so that was great. Raw was kind of okay. Like there wasn't that much that blew me away, but there was a couple of interesting things. The only other thing that I want to talk about before I get in this video, the Stone Cold podcast with AJ Styles. If you haven't watched that, watch that right now, because I watched that podcast with the sole interest. I just wanted them to answer one question: are they going to mention TNA? They mentioned TNA a lot. They mentioned Dixie Carter by name. They talked about Hulk Hogan. They brought up a bunch of TNA guys like Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian and Samoa Joe back then. And oh my god, that was great. That was great. And they showed pictures of TNA and everything, and it was wow. I never thought I'd be this excited over TNA. It's weird, but yeah, WWE has finally addressed TNA. Finally. It has happened. Gotta love those Stone Cold podcasts. They are great. So that's all for me. I'm done here. I'm sweating my balls off in this car. And by the way, I've got my hair in like a ponytail. I haven't cut my hair or anything, so it's still intact. So that's all for me. I will see you guys later.